I'm gonna try some. Really nice and sweet. You should be eating more Korean radish. Hello guys, welcome to Korean Bapsang. The weather has cooled down and Korean radish, mu, is in season. A perfect combination for Muguk, radish soup. You probably haven't seen this soup served at Korean restaurants, but it is a staple in Korean homes. It is an easy soup to make, but I'll share some basics and tips that will be helpful so you can try it. Let's get started. The first thing first, mu, Korean radish. Tastes nice and sweet right now. It can get bitter during warm months. We're just gonna need about 12 ounces today. So I'll just cut it into maybe this much. This is probably close to a pound, but it's okay. You can use more. I know using a knife like this can be daunting to some of you. In that case, use a smaller knife to just scratch off the impurities. Really don't waste the nice and crunchy skin by peeling it with a potato peeler. And just cut off the tough ends. Just for your information, this green part is sweeter than the white part. Korean soups are most commonly made with brisket, Koreans call yanjibori. It's tough, but a flavorful cut. And you can also use like chuck roast. This is a chuck eye roll, loin, and other cuts too. Today I'm gonna be using this yanjibori brisket. Let's cut this into small pieces. Because it's fairly tough, I don't really cut it thick. This is about 6 ounces. You can use anywhere between 6 to 8, depending on how much meat you want it. There's no right or wrong in terms of the amount you use. We're going to season the meat with a tablespoon of soup soy sauce. Guys, for Korean soups, you really need to have soup soy sauce. Ganjang, or it's also called Joseon ganjang. And I'm gonna use a little bit of sesame oil. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit for the meat and add the other half to the soup later. Next is a scallion. You can use 2 small scallions, but this is a large Korean tteokguk. If you can find it, tteokguk is really delicious in soups. I'm just going to cut this into small pieces. This is a quick method that Koreans use to make a beef soup base. Thinly sliced seasoned meat is stir-fried. It's no longer pink and surfaces have been cooked, so we're gonna add some water. Okay, it's come to a boil. Just skim off the foam. Now we're just gonna continue to boil until meat is fairly tender. How long it takes really depends on the cut of beef. I boil the meat first before adding the radish because the meat takes longer to get tender. Okay, let's see how the meat is. It's still tough. We'll do a little bit longer. Okay, now let's add the radish. And the remaining garlic and soy sauce, the soup soy sauce, ganjang. This is another tablespoon. Also, some soup soy sauce is dark, then use a little bit and then just finish the seasoning with the salt. It takes 10 to 15 minutes for radishes to soften. The soup is almost ready. We're now gonna add scallions. Okay, now time to taste, right? This needs a little bit of salt. And I'm not gonna add any more soup soy sauce because it's gonna get too dark. So I'll just add some salt and fresh pepper. You can always add more water. Just make sure you season it to your taste at the end. Boil it a little longer for the scallions to do its magic. All right, it's done. Ooh. Okay guys, let me try it. It's really a simple technique, but the broth is very deeply flavored. And all the sweetness from the radish and scallions, the soup is really delicious. And this radish, see how translucent it is, and it's really nice and soft. It has a still very good texture. Delicious. Okay, this is pakimchi, scallion kimchi that I made a few days ago with my multigrain rice. Okay guys, I hope you make some delicious muguk while this Korean radish is in season and warm up with it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. See you next time.